Welcome back to Majestic Collectibles, irregular, semi-regular, regular podcast. Still don't have a name for that. Just got off of a convention, a small one. While I was there, John Young, friend of mine, president of the Iowa Comic Book Club, sent me a Facebook message and says, "Hey, you know what? You need to do a review of these after you come back from a show." I thought, that's a great idea. So here we are. So thank you, John, for the suggestion. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully people like it. I'm going to start out with just a little bit of, since we're talking about shows and conventions, and I only do small ones, so most of them are within Iowa or literally just across the border. So I don't set up all over anymore. So this is a very regional, local thing. So hopefully it'll interest enough watchers on it. That you'll get something out of this. But I want to talk about show etiquette since we're on the topic. And this is mostly from a dealer perspective, but I think it applies to pretty much everybody on there. So I got to look at my notes. That's what I'm doing here. Okay, so we're kind of trapped in our spot, in our booth, in our table most of the day at a show, and I don't know how else to put this, but I can tell you with great accuracy if you showered and brushed your teeth in the morning. I don't know how else to put that. I'm just saying, help a guy out. Even later in the day, it makes a big difference. I'm just telling you, just my 2 cents worth from my perspective. Hit yourself with the Axe body spray, swish a little mouthwash, and you're good to go. But it does help. Does make a difference. Seriously, guys. Selling your stuff at a show, I do not mind at all when people bring items in when I'm setting up at a show if they want to try and sell them. But you have to be patient. You also have to understand, if I got 10, 15 people there and I'm selling stuff, I just don't have time at that moment to really look through things. And I also have to say, if you're bringing me long boxes of 90s and newer comics and you want like $100+ a long box, I can tell you right now, save yourself some time, and I'm not interested. I don't really want them anyway, and if I do buy them, it's got to have a certain title mix in them, which is rarely there. They're always pulled out. I probably don't care at all. Even if I did, it'd probably be like $25 a long box is all I'm paying for them. I got thousands, tens of thousands of this of those stuff. You bring me X-Force, Excalibur, most DC titles, anything outside of maybe Amazing Spider-Man. I'm not real interested, guys. I don't know how else to put it. Appreciate you thinking of me, but you're not going to be happy bringing that stuff in. And if you're bringing in a bunch of action figures or toys, and you've got like 200 pieces, again, I don't have time to really look through them. And if they're just loose, they're not sorted, and the weapons are here, the clothes are here, the figures are there, you're better off just waiting and meeting up either before or after the show or another time where I can put more time into it. Because I without looking it over, I'm not going to throw big money around on any type of collection when it's that big, and I don't have time to go through it. You're not going to get really, really great offers doing that with me or most other dealers at a show. So just something to keep in mind. I don't mind you bringing it in, but it's kind of tough, especially if it's really common or really new stuff in the last 30 years, 90s and up. It's going to have to be really, really rare or exceptional, or I've got 5 pieces of it already in some way, shape, or form. So again, just kind of cut us a little bit of slack if you're going around in dealers. We expect that. We expect you to shop it around to more than one dealer. That's just how it works. It's worked that way for decades. Nothing new. But it's not necessarily the best place to do it at a show. I do not do trades. That's one thing I've never, ever done. I do not do trades. It just never seems to it never seems to work out for everybody. So it's really, really extraordinarily rare that I would even entertain it. It involves a lot of back and forth and negotiation. And again, if I'm busy and I've got people waiting there to hand me money, that's kind of my priority. That's why I'm there. It's not a side hustle for me. I'm not cleaning out my closet or garage. I pay my mortgage, I pay my bills, put food on the table with this. So that is the priority for me being there. So just an FYI, I think I'm pretty easy to get along with usually. But there are some instances where, just be patient. I'll get to it. If you want to leave it in the booth, that's fine. And come back. That happens. If I get chance, it might be 3 hours later before I get that chance to look at it. But that's okay. The one thing that does kind of, I don't know. I'm pretty patient. I've seen it kind of all at this point. But the one thing that I find intensely irritating, and a lot of other dealers do too. So it's not just me, because dealers do hang out and talk, right? Kind of thing before, during, and after the shows. If you're walking up and going around the room and trying to buy stuff and get a deal, and everybody wants something off, right? Can you do better on the price? That's fine. I do what I can, and sometimes we get together, and sometimes we don't. That's how the world works. But if you're going around with your phone and laptop and sticking it in dealers' faces and flipping through and using the word comp 3 times in a sentence, I honestly don't want to deal with that. I'm not going to deal with that. Just take it somewhere else. I don't know how else to put it. I don't have time to deal with that. And a lot of those situations, they're like high pressure guys. Oh, look, this is, I'm actually offering you a little more than this comp. I don't care. I don't care what yesterday's eBay sold price is. I don't care what yesterday's stock market price is. Go back and buy, get an old Wall Street Journal and try and buy Microsoft stock from 2 weeks ago at that price. Good luck. I don't know what else to tell you. It's more of a here and now thing. And if you're not interested, that's fine. It's fine. I'm happy to take stuff home or sell it to somebody else. But guys, man, sticking a phone or tablet or something in my face or any other dealer's face and just start flipping through stuff and talking about how good a deal you are and how you're paying above this and comping that. I could find comps that are higher than yours that sold. It's all over the board, especially on eBay. You can have, you can be $50 to $100 apart on any particular, vintage item, and you're picking the low one, and it's just as valid if I went through and found a comp that was $50 to $100 higher. Well, you should pay me that because that went for that. My best advice is if you want that number, just buy it off eBay, man. I don't know what else to tell you. Put it in your watch list, and when it comes up, go for it. But I don't deal with that. That's the one thing kind of does get on my nerves really, really fast, is when somebody's shoving an electronic device in my face and telling me I don't know what I'm doing. So it's my 41st year, actually, because I'm really old now, doing this. So at this point I think I got it down. Not that I can't improve, but I don't need your help from your eBay comps or anything else. So that's the kind of thing that does kind of irritate me and a lot of other dealers. I see it more at trading card shows, which I don't set up at, but Cam and I go. He's a big Pokemon card collector, so I go with him and see that fairly often. It kind of died, actually. It wasn't it wasn't that bad for the last year, maybe year and a half, for the comics shows and the flea markets. And now this year, I don't know, it seems to be roaring back for whatever reason. I don't know what the cause is. But that's it. That's my show etiquette. That's my sermon there. So I want to talk about the Iowa Comic Book Club Mini-Con. That was a couple weeks ago. Johnston, Iowa, is a free and Mission Show, Stony Creek Inn, a little kind of hotel meeting room. Well, not little, it's good size. It's got a stage in it. A lot of fun, very small, very comic oriented. We had Phil Hester and Clark Hawbaker, two professional comic artists. Phil is still working, artist and a writer. Super nice guy, lives about I don't know, I suppose an hour and a half east of Des Moines. And boy, I can't even tell you the last time he's missed one of our little shows. We don't pay him a thing, but he does draw customers and loyal fans, and he should. Super nice guy, known him for years. So Phil, if you accidentally see this, thanks for the help. Okay, the club is a 501c4 nonprofit organization, has been for quite a while now. We focus on promoting of reading. So, we donate comics to libraries or give them out to kids at shows to promote reading and things like that. I usually spend almost as much as I make because there's a couple of older collectors that don't set up anywhere else, and they bring Golden Age and Silver Age stuff. And if I can get out of there dropping only $500 on comics just for me, that was a really good show, because I usually spend more than that. So come and check that out. There's not another one this year. The next club show is it'll be next spring, I'm guessing February, March, and I'll keep you informed on that as we get closer. But it was a fun show, so it's kind of a down and dirty review because it is 2 weeks ago, right? It's like yesterday's stock market prices, but I thought I'd throw that in there because that was my first show of the year. My second show of the year was this last weekend, and that was at it's the QC Toy Show, and they have other stuff other than toys. I'll get into that. It was in East Moline, Illinois, at the Bend XPO Center. Absolutely amazing facility. Dealers. So I pick shows because I'm old, and I'm still sore. 2 days later, after getting back from the QC Toy Show, I'm still feeling it. But the load in and out at that facility, absolutely the best I've ever had. I mean, it is amazing. Really super easy if you're dealer setting up there. It's just wow. I can't even, there's some shows just I've got it just to unload takes an hour because you have to go up this ramp, down this ramp, around this corner, down this hall, turn left, zigzag here, or you have to wait in line. There's some convention centers. I don't know what these guys were doing making some of these convention centers, but the loadout is absolutely nightmarish. Where you can get 6 to 8 people on the ramp on the big drive-in door at a time, and you've got 80 dealers there trying to get in. So I don't know, but this place was fantastic. So if you're a dealer thinking about it. That helps. Had a really great show. First time I've ever done that one. It's only the second show. I think they did one last fall maybe. I wasn't at that one, but a couple dealer friends of mine said, "Hey, you gotta set up at the next one. It's really good." So I thought, well, okay. I've never done a show in Illinois. I've been to them, but I've never set up at one. Even though it's literally like 2 miles across the Mississippi River. It's basically right next door, and had a great time. A lot of variety of dealers. So a lot of local dealers and mostly part-time dealers. There were not a ton of full-time dealers there, but that was really interesting. You just saw stuff that you normally don't see at a show, I guess. You go to a lot of the conventions these days. They look the same. You got the Funko Pop dealers with the walls of pops. You got the comic guys with their tables full of comics or action figures. You got, and this was a really interesting mix. Very little high dollar. I almost no Golden Age. I think I saw maybe 1 or 2 books. And probably not much more in Silver Age. It was pretty limited, at least than anything that wasn't a cartoon. That wasn't a Dell or Gold Key or whatever. There's one guy selling comics for 20 cents a piece. I didn't get much there. They're pretty rough, nothing great. A lot of guys selling dollar comics, a lot of half off, 50% off tables for Boy, action figures and comics. A lot of 90s action figures, which, yeah, if you're a diehard collector looking for the rare piece, this you wouldn't have probably found it there. But if you're just starting out, I'm telling you, lot of bargain table starter stuff, good quality stuff, carded things. Again, not rare, but you could probably pick most of them up $5 to $10 new on the card. So if you're really starting out as a collector, and we did have that, had a lot of parents with young children come in, and they'd kind of buy like maybe a carded Powers of the Force, from the 90s, a green or red card for $10, so somebody they liked. Maybe just a little cheap action figure. So as far as a dealer perspective, was not a high dollar show. It was a very high volume show. Probably the most volume I've done in maybe had the Sioux Falls show last year that did this kind of volume, but I think this beat it. I cleared out just Jurassic Park comics. Must have been huge dinosaur fans there in the Quad Cities area, and cleared out basically a half a short box of just Jurassic Park from the 90s, the Topps books. But I sold a lot of stuff. I sold a lot of Gundam model kits, Pokemon model kits, sold some anime statues. Cam sold a lot of below $10 Pokemon cards. Didn't sell. So this is weird, and this is my fault. If I thought about it a little more, I would have known. So I brought a bunch of toys to the toy show, right? So I brought a bunch of G.I. Joe vehicles and Star Wars. The one I got, 3 weeks ago, I shot the video of it. They're kind of beat up. That Star Wars collection. I didn't sell much of that. And the reason was there was a lot of that in the room. And I mean a lot of that in the room. And there's a lot of competition. And there's a lot of guys that are just trying to blow out their stuff, like I said, maybe half price or whatever. So that kind of left me with, I just didn't have the right market for my stuff, But that was on me. The show itself was great. Attendance, there was not a super huge attendance. A lot of people ask me how many people came through, and this is just a guess. I wasn't too far from the entrance, but I would guess 400-ish, maybe a little more on Saturday, and about half that on Sunday, which is typical. Usually the crowd's down on Sundays. Did really well though. Had great sales both days, just blew it out of the water. I had a couple of guests. Jerry the King Lawler was there, and for comics it was Freddie Williams II. Super nice guy. Love his art. He came to Des Moines a few times. I've got a Robin page he did when he was DC years ago. Still have that. It's pretty cool. I think admission was early bird was so you get an hour early. I think it was $15, and then $10 for regular admission, and then Sunday was half that, I believe. So they cut everything in half. So it is an admission show, but it's not super high. You're not dropping $30, $40, $50 to get in the door or anything. Not a lot of high power guests, but that keeps the cost low. So if you just kind of want a good old fashioned, I don't want to use the flea market convention, toy flea market. So, I don't want to give that a negative connotation, but that's kind of what it was. And I had fun. I didn't spend much, so this is weird for me too. One, I was really busy. So we were super busy for especially on Saturday. So I didn't get to shop a whole lot. I only dropped $180 on buying stuff, and I'll get to that videos after this later today, so you can check that out down the road. Cam, I think, dropped $400 or $500. He went bonkers. He found some cards for his collection, not to flip, but I found a dark Charizard that he needed to finish up his early Charizard. I think it was from Team Rocket or Fossil. I can't remember which one. He was pretty pumped. He got some rare airline one that was given away to airline passengers, ANA Airlines or something, years and years and years ago. Wasn't very expensive, but just to find one there at a small show, I think it was $8 or something like that. But he was pretty pumped on that. And if you're into Pokemon, go to Cam Does Stuff on Facebook. That's my son. He did show the Pokemon cards he got. I'm the dad. Oh, that's really cool. I don't get anything out of it, so I just pat him on the head and say, "Good job, son," and then he goes and shoots a video to people that know what's going on. So that's kind of how that works around here. But he did like it, and I think they have another one. I think it's in August, I believe, is the next one. August 3 and 4, maybe. I have not signed up for that. That's kind of a tough time. July, August shows are usually not well attended because people go on vacations and the weather's nice and things like that. And I don't know if it fits in my schedule because I'm probably one of those that's going on vacation or traveling at that time. So I don't know if I'm going to be there. I'll keep you all informed. I would very much like to go back. I just don't know if the August date is going to work for me really or not. My next show, and I'm pretty pumped about this, 3 weeks. Well, not quite 3 weeks if you're watching this because I'm filming it probably a little before it airs. But it'd be, let's see, March 29th and 30th. That's my QuadCon Des Moines show. That's at Myrtle Hay Mall, and it has a really good mix. So it has toys, action figures, movie posters, Pokemon cards, Legos are there. A dealer friend of mine has Legos and like the Batman throwing knives and swords and lightsabers and stuff like that. Just a lot of high-end comics. So usually there's a couple high-end dealers there from either Omaha or Illinois. I think it's I don't know, Peoria or Champaign. I can't remember where Scott's from, but you've got the full gamut there at the Myrtle Hay Mall QuadCon. So you've got the starter stuff, good product mix, free show. It's free. There's no admission charge to it. So just come into the mall during regular mall hours and shop around. I don't know what I'm bringing to that one yet. So oh my gosh, guys, I got stuff coming out my ears, and I'm trying to. I got to move some stuff, and the last show, Quad QC Toy Show, really helped. So I think I'm gonna pump up the comic books for the QuadCon Des Moines, and kind of go heavy on those. I think I'm gonna go a little bit lighter on the action figures because I'm kind of pretty much picked over at this point. They've been to a couple of shows already, so most of the good stuff's gone. So I think I'll probably go a little lighter on that. Got a huge amount of new Pokemon model kits, Godzilla model kits, Godzilla action figures from Bandai. So I think I'll probably bring those along. If there's anything you want me to bring to a show, if you're coming to the show, you're going to be there. I'm happy to throw it in, and I can set it back and wait for you to get there. Just make sure you're going to be there, or just shoot me a text or something and say, hey, I can't make it, and then that's fine. But if there's something you want me to bring, to the Myrtle Hay Show, just give me a shout, give me a contact, Facebook, text, email, whatever it is on there. Be happy to help you out if I can. If I've got it, I'll certainly bring it along. I think that's it for now as far as the show review and show etiquette goes. I'm going to be shooting the stuff I bought at the QC Toy Show next, and then I've got another podcast coming up. I think I'll get it done this week. I don't know. It'll be close. Probably be 3-4 days after this one at least. So end of the week, coming weekend. So check that out, and thanks for watching.